They say prediction is very difficult, especially about the future. But what if someone claimed to see the end of the world? What if their words written centuries ago seemed to foretell wars, disasters, and even the collapse of civilizations? Enter Nostradamus, the 16th century prophet whose cryptic quatrains have haunted humanity for over 500 years. His predictions have been linked to the rise of Hitler, the 9/11 attacks, and even the threat of nuclear war. But are they genuine prophecies, or are we simply seeing what we want to see in the fog of history? Is the apocalypse a prophecy, or is it a mirror reflecting our deepest fears? So why do people panic over doomsday predictions? Imagine this. It's 2012 and the world is gripped by panic. The ancient Mayan calendar has supposedly predicted the end of the world. People are stockpiling food, building bunkers, and saying goodbye to loved ones. Media outlets cash in, raking in over $500 million. But when the clock strikes midnight on December 21st, nothing happens. The world keeps turning, yet the fear was real. Why? Because the idea of the apocalypse taps into something primal within us, a deep, unshakable fear of the unknown. In that moment, the world becomes a ticking clock, its hands winding down towards an inevitable end. But is it inevitable, or is it simply a narrative we construct, trying to make sense of our collective uncertainties? So how common is apocalyptic thinking? A 2015 Pew Research survey found that 30% of Americans believed the world would end in their lifetime. And today, with climate change, AI, and pandemics looming, apocalyptic thinking is more widespread than ever. But why are we so drawn to the idea of the end? Psychologists say it is because doomsday prophecies offer a strange kind of comfort. If the world's collapse is inevitable, then our personal struggles, our deaths, our failures, our heartbreaks are part of a larger, unstoppable fate. So who was Nostradamus, and why do his predictions fascinate us? Let's turn to the man who started it all. Nostradamus, born in 16th century France, was a physician, astrologer, and self-proclaimed seer. His book, Les Prophecies, contains 942 cryptic quatrains, 4-line poems filled with vague, poetic language. Over the centuries, people have claimed these verses predicted everything from the Great Fire of London to the rise of Napoleon, the assassination of JFK, and even COVID-19 pandemic. But here's the catch. Nostradamus never mentioned names, dates, or specific locations. His predictions are so ambiguous that they can be twisted to fit almost any event. Did Nostradamus really predict major world events? Take 9/11 for example. After the attacks, believers claimed Nostradamus had foreseen the tragedy, citing lines about fire falling from the sky and two metal birds. But these connections were made after the fact, a classic case of hindsight bias. Our brains are wired to see patterns even where none exist. It's like finding shapes in the clouds. They may resemble something familiar, but they don't reveal the future. What do people believe will happen in 2025? Now, fast forward 2025. Many claim Nostradamus' quatrains hint at a year of unprecedented chaos. Some interpret his verses as predicting a third world war triggered by escalating geopolitical tensions. Others see warnings of economic collapse, climate disasters, or even a technological singularity where AI will surpass human intelligence. And then there are more outlandish theories: asteroid impacts, alien invasions, or a sudden pole shift that could wipe out civilization as we know it. But is this truly what Nostradamus foresaw? Or is this a projection of our own anxieties about the future? The fact is, we create these scenarios because they allow us to confront our most profound fears. But we must ask ourselves, are we preparing for an imagined apocalypse, or for a very real human-driven crisis like climate change or inequality? Nostradamus' predictions are riddles, not a roadmap to the future. The real danger lies in how we react to them. For example, in 1997, the Heaven's Gates cult took Nostradamus-like prophecies to a deadly extreme, convinced that a spacecraft trailing the Halley-Bopp comet would transport them to a better world. 39 members committed mass suicide. Their tragic story is a stark reminder of the power and peril of apocalyptic beliefs. So why is apocalypse such a common theme in culture and religion? Doomsday predictions have left an indelible mark on a culture, from the biblical book of Revelation to Hollywood blockbusters like 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow. The apocalypse has become a recurring theme in art, literature, and religion. Christianity speaks of the rapture. Islam foretells the day of judgment. But why do we cling to these stories even as we face real challenges today? These narratives allow us to confront our mortality, but they also offer hope, showing us that even in the face of doom, there can be salvation. So why do apocalyptic fears spread so quickly? In today's hyper-connected world, doomsday predictions spread faster than ever. A single tweet or TikTok video can spark global panic. But while Nostradamus quatrains are vague and unverifiable, scientific warnings like those about climate change are based on measurable data. Rising global temperatures, melting ice caps, and extreme weather patterns are not prophecies. They are facts. Yet, many dismiss these warnings while clinging to ancient predictions. Why? Because science demands actions, while prophecies offer the illusion of inevitability. From the enigmatic Nostradamus of France to the blind mystic Baba Vanga of Bulgaria, history has been profoundly influenced by those who claim to see beyond the veil of the present. The sleeping prophet Edgar Cayce from the United States captivated the world with his visions of lost civilization and future conflicts, while Mother Shipton of England left behind haunting rhymes and yearly foretold disaster. In medieval times, Saint Malachi of Ireland prophesied the fates of future popes, and the legendary Merlin of Britain was said to weave magic and destiny into the fabric of history. We can also find the cryptic utterances of the Oracle of Delphi in ancient Greece once guided the hands of kings, much like the uncanny predictions of Jean Dixon in modern America. The alchemist Nicolas Flamel of France was rumored to have unlocked the secrets of immortality, while Rasputin, Russia's mad monk, yearly predicted the downfall of the Romanov dynasty. Their words, shrouded in mystery and prophecy, continue to echo through time, shaping humanity's fears, hopes, and the eternal quest to unravel what lies ahead. So what can we do in the face of doomsday predictions? First, we must recognize them for what they are, not prophecies, but reflections of our fears. Second, we must focus on the real threats facing humanity, like climate change, inequality, pandemics, and work together to address them. As Carl Sagan once said, you have to know the past to understand the present. The greatest lesson from Nostradamus is not to fear the unknown, but to learn from history, think critically, and build a future based on knowledge, not fear.